Now this is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Don't tease me like that by quoting one of my favorite quotes in all of cinema history. But we'll get to that later. How are you guys feeling today?
Feeling great.
I'm feeling good.
Feeling sick.
I love the progression of that. Great, good, sick.
You know, it's good to like have a joke and have it work, and then immediately analyze the joke afterwards.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Really kind of, Norm Macdonald does it all the time, and he still gets tickets. Anyways, we're talking about.
Gary, you should probably scoot over.
Yeah.
Garrett's barely in.
Bring our boy in. This is part 2 of our Star Wars review trilogy. Last week we reviewed Empire Strikes Back, and we nearly killed Ben over his supposed hatred over the best Star Wars movie.
But he survived. He has.
Yeah.
I want to point this out. Ben Katarzinski has still never been kicked out of the show yet.
Let's not let that bias our vote.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I don't want it. I just want to have that be said.
Fair.
Perfectly average opinion.
The indestructible Katarzinski.
Yes, that's what they call me.
Uncuttable Katarzinski. I'm trying to find some alliteration. Anyways, part 2, episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This is 4th Star Wars film released, the first one chronologically speaking.
The Ewok films came before it.
Do not mention the Ewok films as if they hold any weight whatsoever in this world or any other.
Also the holiday special.
The holiday special.
I love, by the way, The Mandalorian came out recently, and I love how they re-canonized Life Day. That's a deep cut for you Star Wars fans. Let's get the opinions out. I'm going to start first this episode. This is easily the worst film we've ever reviewed, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Like, from my entire tenure here. There have been a few, like, bad films. Most of the films we do are pretty good, if not great. This is easily, it's not the worst one I've ever seen. I'd say that's actually Attack of the Clones. But, this is easily the worst film I've ever reviewed. That I've ever seen for a review. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was boring. I was doing French homework while I was watching it because it could not hold my attention.
Wow. True, though. I agree.
I agree. See, all of the reasons you're going to bring up eventually why this is a bad film, I'm probably going to disagree with. I actually really liked Phantom Menace, like, quite a bit.
Okay.
Like it is, like, not even like, oh, I liked it more than I thought it would. Like, it's in the positive range.
I don't agree there, and I don't fully understand, but I understand enough to, like be like, okay, I can live with that opinion. If you said the same thing about Attack of the Clones,
I don't know. I haven't seen Attack of the Clones. I don't know.
Clones is just...
Here's the thing. The things I remember about Attack of the Clones are things I really like about Phantom Menace. Like, there was I can't say it's an amazing film because there's so many like really horrible things in this film. There are just so many things that are like not even like, oh, I think are actually kind of decent. Like, there's a lot of aspects of this film that I loved.
I will say, and I'll get more into this later, but the first half hour of this film is not that bad. In fact, I was really thinking, because I haven't seen this film in a long time, since I was like a kid, since I was 10 or 11, but first half hour I was thinking, you know what? I'm not enjoying myself. You know, I wasn't like, oh, this is clearly as good as A New Hope. It wasn't holding up a candle. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is not as bad. Then the next hour and a half happened, and I lost my faith in humanity. Garrett.
I've seen this only once before when I was about 12. And now rewatching it, I don't hate it as much as I remember hating it the first time.
Okay.
I kind of liked some of the jokes, even if they were kind of absurd and ruined parts of the movie.
I'd like to hear your take on that, actually.
Like
wow.
We'll get to the jokes, I feel.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to talk about in that department.
Yeah.
Oof.
But I'm interested to hear your take on that.
Well, I don't know if they were jokes so much as just funny things that Jar Jar said that just kind of made me laugh.
You're
Do
gonna
you actually find Jar Jar Binks charming?
No, I don't find him charming. I don't think that's the word I'd use. I think it's more cringe humor than anything. I'm not laughing for the intended joke. Oh no.
No, go on.
I gotta say,
Help.
that's what. What?
Not you.
Me?
Jar Jar's bad. That's the one thing. When I was like a young kid when I first saw this, like when I was like 6, I did like Jar Jar because I was a dumb kid.
Let's address the elephant in the room in the
But-
first place. And I actually, even while watching the film, I was formulating this opinion the entire time watching the film. Jar Jar Binks is not a fundamentally terrible character. I feel like the only things you need to change about him are, one, maybe change the voice to be a bit less grating. And two, cut him from like a quarter of the movie. He's in every scene, and he's just making inconsequential, like, stupid statements.
But don't you love to hate that?
Okay, if you're
in three, I'm sorry, but in three, don't make him that much of an idiot. So I get the fact why he's there. I do think he actually has a purpose in being the comic relief. Because C-3PO is usually the comic relief in Star Wars films.
Yeah.
And he's not really in this one. He's in like 2 small scenes. So it makes sense that you would replace him with a different character. Thing is, he's so annoying. And it's not really just because the character itself is so inherently annoying. It's just you see so much of him, and he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
I don't like Jar Jar. I don't think he's ever funny. He didn't grate on me as much as he does other people. I'm just kind of like, whatever, okay. But yeah, I think get rid of him in a lot of scenes. And I think
And don't make him that so much of an idiot.
here's the thing. I think a lot of been fixed if, like, in the final battle, if he didn't beat him by still being clumsy and just accidentally killing everyone, all the bad guys.
But that's just funny. It's just a little gag. It's a
He,
goof.
like, Genghis Khan's that army just by flailing his arms
Yeah.
like a madman.
Like in the moment, I guess it's kind of silly or whatever. But like in a maxi sense of like structuring out the entire film, he should go like through a thing. He doesn't need a super brave moment where he stands up. Some bit of thought, like one bit of agency of how he stopped the bad guys. Like,
But
You son of a gun.
oh,
no,
Yes.
Gabe,
My
stop.
secret is revealed. Listen up, the best shot up in the accent.
Stop. Please stop.
in a movie that's so boring, it's fun to have something to laugh at every once in a while. And I think that's Jar Jar. And the rest of the movie's boring. Even the Darth Maul fight wasn't that fun. It was just kind of bland.
I think Darth Maul fight's really good.
I like the Darth Maul fight too. That's the other thing. I do think there are scenes in here that are at least good, and there are a few that are great. But the rest of the film is just like a desert wind.
Well, like, the Darth Maul fight's one of the things that I think is actually criticized quite a bit, simply because like a lot of people say like,
It's too flashy.
yeah, the prequels that kind of ruined lightsaber fights because they used to be like these really big brawls of like smashing like sabers against each other. There's like a lot of emotion to it, and like these are too choreographed.
I get that.
I disagree.
But they're a lot of fun.
They're a lot of fun, and I think you still get the emotion. And, I don't think there's a problem with them being better choreographed.
I agree. They are different. It is like a strange like cut in continuity, I guess.
Yeah.
But it works. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It seems like the sequels are kind of taking like a middle ground between them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I
I mean, yeah.
have no real issue with it.
Like, I think that's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, this wasn't the way in the original trilogy. Like, oh, they used to be better. Like, that was a lot of the things people complain about. It wasn't the way because they couldn't do that. Like,
Right.
I'll say this to this point. Like the CGI in this film, it's not great, and a lot of times it's bad. I really like it a lot because like there's just a lot of it's bad CGI. There's just a lot of monster effects, or like creature designs that you just couldn't really do in the live action puppets. And I love that like all the creativity is on display. Like that's one thing. Like so, the Jar Jar, the Gun City, that is such a.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of like good production design, the production design in this film is amazing. Like, these are such detailed, creative, like other alien worlds that you didn't get in the original trilogy.
I agree. I do think that a lot of the bad CGI just comes out in that they're trying to show off, but it becomes too much. It's kind of like how, for me, the CGI in the special edition of A New Hope
Yeah.
kind of ruins a lot of the intro to Mos Eisley spaceport.
Yeah.
Because you have all these because originally most of it's fine, and I'm fine with like a few CGI animals added here and there. But then you have people like, I slid on a banana peel, oh! And then you just have like, at one point when the stormtroopers are like swarming in on Obi-Wan's cart and Luke's cart.
Yeah.
You just have a monster, like a giant monster, fill the entire frame of the screen, and it just kind of ruins the shot. That's what I mean.
I agree with the special edition because those are films that weren't built around those specs. I don't think it really hurts the pacing of this film, and I don't know. I don't think.
I'm not saying it hurts the pacing. I'm saying that it's way too much. It's literally like 2 live-action actors in a CGI world. Of course, it's gonna look weird.
I mean, I guess it's just
in
like
1999.
I mean, yes, and I think it's good enough that I was willing to forgive it, I think. Because I think there's enough creativity on display where, like, again, I think one of the appeal of Star Wars is that it is, like, in the actual sense, a cinematic universe. And that it's a whole new kind of world through film. And I think this captures that feeling of, like, just it being this other, like, fantasy setting. Like, if you're really big of, like, if you're a fan of the more fantasy elements of Star Wars than the more sci-fi elements, I think Phantom Menace has a lot more to offer you because it really does like accentuate and really like play with this whole like world building in ways that the original trilogy did not do.
I think that's fair. Again, I do see the appeal of something like Phantom Menace. I remember my mom always says, "I like the Phantom Menace. It explains so much." And then I try to argue about how it's a bad explanation, but it still does kind of add a bit more context to the universe that is still interesting.
Sorry.
On some level, I'm done.
I want to say I don't want to be confused. Like, oh, I like it because it explains all the questions I had from the future.
Right.
That's I'm not saying that sort of type of world building. It's like I don't like films that explain things that don't need explained. I do like that it's really capturing like a sort of world through film, and we don't really have any other example of that throughout all of cinema in the way that I think the prequels do it, or at least Phantom Menace does it, and I think that's just really interesting.
Yes. So let's move on to we touched on CGI. Let's talk about the jokes because I want to hear your take on that.
I don't know what was supposed to be jokes and what wasn't supposed to be a joke with Jar Jar, but all of the scenes
they're all jokes.
They're all supposed to be jokes.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how I take it too.
Yeah, I just laughed at the fact that they were trying to make a joke more than the actual joke, than like the jokes themselves. If that makes sense.
My favorite Jar Jar moment was when he stepped in the poop and he goes.
That was a good moment.
Yeah.
He goes icky icky goo.
That was a good scene. That was a really good scene.
Like, who wrote that line? I don't.
George Lucas.
George Lucas probably did write that exact line. Icky, icky.
I do feel bad for like the actor who played Jar Jar because apparently he went through hell afterwards, and apparently he's like a really nice guy too.
Yeah.
And he put a lot. He said that he put a lot of himself in the Jar Jar role,
Oh.
so he felt that like he could have only taken it personally after that.
Yeah.
So,
I
The
mean,
kid who played Anakin got bullied too.
I forget his name, but shout out to him. Lots of love.
he's actually getting. He's on Disney Plus. He's getting a Star Wars trivia show.
Oh,
Is he really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, they just announced today.
Is he like hosting it?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
Also, like, but yeah, like someone brought up Jake. You brought up Jake Lloyd or something.
That
He's
sounds right.
he's like the kid, not Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very bad. He's really really bad.
Have you heard the theory of Leonardo DiCaprio? It's never been confirmed, but there are a lot of rumors saying that George Lucas initially wanted older Anakin to be played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's why they casted Jake Lloyd over other kid actors who were better actors, because Jake Lloyd looks a lot like a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Does he?
He does.
I see it.
If you see it side by side, you definitely see it.
Okay.
This does not change the fact though that Jake Lloyd. I don't mean to be harsh.
Oh, no.
You were very bad in this film.
He got enough for
he
it.
may have been even younger in real life.
Yeah. I think he's turned out to be an asshole.
Well,
A jerk.
well, because he got
In
bullied in
recent
school
years.
so much.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not gonna make comments on.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
He
I
had-
could be content in the fact that Jake Lloyd will probably never see this.
Even if he is an a-hole, I'm not
Probably.
gonna like use that against his
Yeah.
performance.
No.
Yeah, no.
I get-
Not when he was 9.
Jake Lloyd. Jake.
When he was young and
Jakey, my bud.
Yeah, before he
Your
had a
future
heroin
self
overdose.
has no bearing on how terrible this film is.
Your presence of, you mean?
Your
Apparently.
presence
Apparently,
of.
I don't know. I'm not gonna throw my hat in the ring there.
No.
I say like the worst part of this is just like it is the stilted acting.
Yeah.
It is this very much, especially like the Queen, Nicole Kidman, not Nicole Kidman.
No,
fake
Keira
one.
Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
Okay, but
My people are dying.
It works with the
There's
Queen,
mass
though.
genocide happening in my people.
Yes.
This is how I am the entire movie.
She's meant to be a stoic figure. I think it works with her.
It's not stoic,
It
it's
does not work
robotic.
at all.
I think it does.
She's like throughout the entire
No.
movie, she's like saying dialogue that is supposed to be read as "My people are dying. We need help now." And she's like, "My people are dying. We need help."
That's her
inaction
character,
of the
though. She's
Senate.
supposed to present regal sophistication.
I get that.
That's not regal.
It does not work whatsoever.
does not.
It works. She's beautiful. Keira Knightley is the best.
She's robotic in her delivery. And
Yeah, on purpose. It is an avant-garde,
even-
truly
if you're bad
immersive
on
performance.
purpose,
Do you have anything to say here? You seem to be considering deep thought here.
I wanted to look at like how she was delivering things, what she was saying, her character content, but I was too bored and more entertained with her various outfit changes. There was one every
Yes.
jump cut, and I think that was
Fashion
the most.
forward.
Again,
okay?
Production design, costuming, those were all very good in this film.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The visual aspect of Star Wars is the best aspect of Star Wars.
I don't think this film is particularly. It's not horribly.
It's pretty good looking.
I mean, no, it's not particularly well shot. I don't think. I don't think it's horribly shot, but it's pretty boringly
it's
shot.
Not Empire, it's not like Irving Kershner is just like, yes, I'm a genius and I'm going to do things better than any other director in this entire franchise.
I think Keira Knightley's better than Natalie Portman.
No. Natalie Portman isn't much better. She still does have that stilted delivery, but at least when she's like just the handmaiden, okay. Oh my gosh. We need to talk about this. This is my least favorite part of this entire film. The whole Queen bodyguard subplot where it's revealed that Natalie Portman is the real Queen Amidala. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I know what's happening.
It makes sense in like lore that the Queen would have a double. Okay? I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. But this Queen, the fake Queen, the double Queen, right, is making numerous decisions that cannot possibly have been coordinated by the real Queen, and these decisions are life and death situations.
And Natalie Portman and Padme, when she's in disguise as not the Queen, is literally the one going out into the dangerous places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hate that aspect of the film so much. I can't believe that George Lucas wrote that and said, yes, this is good. And that everyone around him just went, uh-huh.
He's the Star
I did not
Wars
like the way
guy.
you said,
I meant that as a beleaguered uh-huh.
You okay, Ben?
I don't even know.
Sorry. That's on me.
I love how this has kind of become Ben's role in these things. Is like we say something ridiculous that should not be said, and Ben's just
you're
like,
the straight man, apparently.
Good to hear.
Anyways, so yeah, the acting sucks. Liam Neeson's good.
Well, of course.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, if anyone's gonna be regal, it's gonna be him. I understand.
He's fine, he's
I
fine.
understand his performance.
let's
in
see.
this. I
Um,
honestly think
Ian-
Ian McGregor is
Ian-
worse than Liam Neeson. And
See,
Ian McGregor
Ewan McGregor I think is pretty good. I think
is pretty good in this.
Yeah.
Ian McDermott. I
He's
think
great in the other two too.
Ian McDermott. He's Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Ian McFreakin-Dermott. I want a love letter to my boy, to Ian. Mom. you know how he does the electric hands? Give him my kiss hands to Ian McDermott.
What?
He does in the third movie. Well, maybe even in the second he zaps.
Oh, that's why I wouldn't.
I think he
Yeah.
does it in the third.
He didn't do it in.
The point is he
Empire
didn't do it in this movie, so Ben is
Yes.
confused.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't know.
Oh
He-
yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's-
Count Dooku does it.
Yeah, and also Return of the Jedi, he does that to Luke.
Which is another film
Yeah.
Ben hasn't seen.
Yeah.
This is my second
Yeah.
Star Wars movie.
He probably no. Honestly, you might like
I don't know.
Now, it's just completely up in the air.
Let's see.
Watto. Okay.
Oh,
I had a big turn of face with Watto.
Turn of faith?
Watto?
Turn of face?
Face. I don't know. Turn of face.
Who was Watto?
Turn of face.
He's
That's
Annoying. Ew.
Somehow I'm a stereotype, but it's.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Maybe.
I don't know.
I didn't like that just there, what just happened.
I didn't
No,
like it
okay,
either.
that's the other weird. It's the one criticism that I can never knock away from this film is that there's way too many racist stereotypes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Watto's one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Jar Jar's also one of them.
Jar Jar's one of them.
Yeah, I think Jar Jar is the weakest link of them, but yeah, he still is.
The weakest link. That's a weird way of phrasing that.
He's
So-
he's the weakest form of racist stereotype in the movie.
Fair.
Like he's the
Fair
most
enough.
he's the most departed, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. Anyways,
Departed.
Walk this line lightly. I feel like this could get bad really quick.
I'm just trying to say Watto. I used to like Watto a lot. And then I rewatched this movie, and now I absolutely despise him.
Why
I
when
used
did
to
you
like.
ever like him?
I used to like this slave owner quite a bit.
No, not like I didn't say this guy knows where it's at. I just thought he was like I felt that he was somehow indicative of the original trilogy. No, I don't know why I thought that.
So let's talk about Anakin. We talked about Jake Lloyd. We didn't talk about Anakin because I didn't like Jake Lloyd, as I firmly said. I like Anakin though.
I think Anakin would have been much better if he was played by like a 14-year-old.
Here's the thing. I agree. I can see through it. I can look through it and say, you know what? I really love what they are doing with Anakin in the prequel trilogy. I know people hate it, and it could have been done better. I really like at least what they are going for in this movie.
Yes, but okay. The greatest sin of this plays into the greatest sin of the Phantom Menace, which is its inconsequentiality, relatively speaking, to the rest of the entire franchise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? The only relevancy this film has to the rest of the franchise is how was Anakin Skywalker discovered? And that is answered within, like the first hour of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another hour remaining.
Yep.
Right? I
like what they build up because they made it like the entire like prequel trilogy is about like the failings of like the Jedi Order and all that stuff. And I love how they built that up. Like I feel they really do actually subtly call out the idea of like, hey, maybe bringing this like 12-year-old kid who just got freed from slavery and immediately bringing them into this completely stoic monkhood that completely rejects emotion is a bad idea.
scored by John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually do it like in a subtle way, I feel, where it's not like really hitting you over the head with it. Like I really like Anakin conceptually in these films. Yeah. In a way, that's why I'm afraid to watch Revenge of the Sith, because I feel, I haven't seen it in forever, that maybe Revenge of the Sith, which is generally considered the best of the prequel trilogy, might be the worst. Simply because,
Really?
the one thing I remember about Revenge of the Sith is Anakin's turn to the dark side. It makes no sense, and it's really bad.
From what I remember, I haven't seen it in a while, a fat minute, but it's not great, but it at least makes sense. From what I remember, it could have been done way better, but it conceptually works.
Maybe.
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 Perhaps.
Dang you.
You haven't seen the second or the third movie.
He's only seen the films we've talked about.
Would you
Yes.
believe me if I said that Jar Jar becomes a senator?
I feel like I've heard that
Can
terminology name.
I
so
add
yeah.
that in the second movie, Jar Jar becomes instrumental in Palpatine's rise to power?
He does.
What does he do again? I forget.
He convinces the Senate to give Palpatine emergency powers,
Yeah.
which directly gives him enough power to make himself emperor later on.
Okay.
It's kind of it's the same thing as Hitler, like back in like old 30s Germany.
You see, the Star Wars films are actually very deep, Ben.
It kind of is actually.
Yeah.
Like that's not even a joke. And that's like the other thing about Star Wars is you can like watch the entire thing and have a complete surface level understanding of it and enjoy the hell out of it. You can also like read into the more esoteric symbolism of it and like have a brighter understanding of it. And I feel like the prequels are the deepest in that, strangely enough.
They try to be.
They try to be, and I feel like a lot of times it on paper it's pretty brilliant, but what doesn't work is just the direction is pretty crap.
What do you guys think? Because we kind of brought it up. Space politics. A lot of people hate the space
I
politics in
hate
this
the
film.
space politics.
I love
Okay.
fantasy politics and fantasy worlds.
I remember like thinking when I was watching the movie, this works really well for lore.
Yes,
It does not really work for a sci-fi space adventure.
it is very
No.
boring. But
It's very-
and here's the thing.
That's the thing. The Phantom Menace is a lore film. At the
Here's
end
the
of the day.
lore for the
Yeah.
sake
But
of
it's trying to like sit. The Phantom Menace deserves to sit in the kid table, right? But it wants to sit at like the table with the big boys and girls.
Here's
but
the-
it can't and it never will.
I want to say push back a little bit, because here's the thing. I do not advocate for lore for the sake of lore. I feel story needs to have meaning. I feel the lore here is not just pointless lore, like say, and I'm not dissing Legends. I have not read anything from Legends, but a lot of Legends is just like, oh, here's this thing explained, and I'm sure they also came with good stories. I don't know. I have no idea.
They had an entire story of the Death Sticks guy.
Yeah.
So in the second movie, and I'm gonna ruin the best joke in the entire prequel trilogy,
Do it.
but it's Obi-Wan goes into a bar while they're looking for a perk, and this guy goes up to him and goes, "Hey, you wanna buy some Death Sticks?" And Obi-Wan's like, "There's a Jedi mind trick." He's like, "You don't wanna sell me Death Sticks." "I don't wanna sell you Death Sticks."
Okay, we're gonna get off this line of conversation, because Ben over there, I agree with that. He says space politics in the Clone Wars is amazing. Yes, I have not seen all the way up through Clone Wars, but from what I've seen, space politics is interesting. You're all wrong.
I cannot make a statement on that because I haven't seen Clone Wars.
I've seen a
I-
decent bit of Clone Wars.
Clone Wars works because it's not like it's not one of the saga films, and B, it's a fun way to kind of add lore to the universe while
Yeah.
you're having fun with it.
Are you talking about the Clone
Are-
Wars movie or the Clone Wars
yeah.
show?
Are you talking about the show?
Clone Wars movie.
The
Show?
show?
Okay.
Clone Wars movie can just, sound of a toilet flushing.
Don't you agree, Ben?
I actually think I saw the movie.
Oh.
Did
Whoa!
I think I did.
Imagine like your first instance of the Star Wars universe is the Star Wars Clone Wars movie.
Yeah.
I was young. I saw it at a drive-in. I was more focused on the monkey movie that played after.
The apes go to space?
Maybe something like that. It was like a
Space
double
apes.
feature.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
I know that.
Space Chimps.
Space chimps?
Was
Whoa! I remember. I've thought of that movie since I was like 9.
I've recently. That came up in conversation for me a few weeks ago for some reason.
Is that going to be our movie next week?
Small world.
Space
Maybe.
Our third film in our Star Wars review trilogy, Space
Space
Chimps.
Honestly, not like they're all human. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are human.
The space?
The Space Chimps?
They're not human, they're chimps.
Don't get that technical with it, okay? Calling humans chimps is like a thing that has
They're-
happened before.
They're not chimps.
Sure.
They're monkeys.
They're not human.
All right. Let's not.
What do you mean
now.
they're all human?
What do you mean?
Let's
They're all
not put my
human.
head on the chopping block now.
No, I want you to explain.
I meant that chimps and humans are both hominids.
But you didn't say.
But you didn't say that, you just said
said they're
chimps are
all
humans.
humans, and none of them are humans. They are very much
They're
not
chimps.
humans.
It's
No,
space
no.
chimps.
I meant the humans in Star Wars are humans. And
Okay.
are therefore space chimps in a colloquial sense.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Somehow this has become more acrimonious than last episode. And I feel
Stop
like
using big words that I don't know.
Acrimonious.
It's just my vocabulary. It's not me trying to sound smart.
like a rather grandiloquent at that.
Ooh.
All this-
Okay, we're coming up to that time actually.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Not really. Do you
No.
think there is?
Darth Maul's a really boring villain.
Darth Maul is the most overrated character in Star Wars, next to Boba Fett.
He's Boba Fett. He has a really good design. That's it.
Yeah. Do you buy the Darth
No.
Jar Jar?
No, we're not talking about that.
No, do you not buy it?
No.
I
Let's final thoughts.
buy it. Okay.
Garrett, go.
Final thoughts. It's not a good movie by any means, but in a movie that's so boring, I'm glad we got the joke of Jar Jar, the whole thing.
the whole mess.
Yeah,
That's cosmic
he
mess
wasn't a
in Star Trek.
he wasn't a good character, but I liked laughing at him and the writing
You know
that
what?
he
I
entails.
think I agree with you just because. Have I mentioned my opinion on Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the show before?
I imagine you have.
I'm sure.
We literally talked about all the Spider-Man films.
No, I wasn't there for that episode.
Oh, then you didn't.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one of the worst films I've ever seen. But I've seen it 5 times because I think it's such a cosmically bad film that it becomes more interesting to rewatch it. I think it's also it's almost so bad it's good, but not really.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like it's not like I'm not laughing at how bad it is. I'm just so curious about why these decisions
Yeah.
are made.
Yeah,
That's about where I am with
It is
this.
almost as if a group of marketing executives intentionally made as bad a film as they possibly could.
That's Batman v Superman for me. 'Cause I think Batman v Superman is the worst film ever, but it's so interestingly bad.
Anyways,
Wait.
what is your closing thought on Phantom Menace?
So Phantom Menace is a bad film. It's also an amazing film, though. Like, if you really think about it,
Question mark?
there's a lot there. You should really rewatch it. It's a pretty cool film. It's actually my favorite film of all time. Except I also hate it.
Wow.
That's my thoughts. Like, in my mind, in my brain, I think, yeah, this dialogue is horrible. This plot structure is bad. This acting is bad. But there's just some things. It's not even like scenes that I really like. There's just some elements of this film that I love, and those elements are just elements that my monkey brain really values very highly. Yes.
In the words of my friend Sarah, who I watched it with, or at least the last half hour, what is going on? I'm so lost. I am so confused. I do not know.
It's a good one.
I like that.
I'll say it's a film that gets It's a film that starts out okay and just gets progressively worse and worse. Not by any technical issues per se, but just because it almost feels as if the plot progresses without actually progressing. Overall, it's a pretty irrelevant film to the rest of the franchise. I'd say if you're going to rewatch the Star Wars films this season before Rise of Skywalker, just skip the Phantom Menace entirely. You don't need to see it.
Like the machete order.
And that's its greatest sin. Yes, Gary?
Like the machete order. I think that one.
I think, you guys know Machete Order?
Yeah.
No?
Let me advocate for Machete Order right now. It's essentially an order for rewatching the Star Wars films. It goes episodes 4, 5, 2, 3, then 6, 7, and 8. And it's in order to have that flashback of Anakin. So right after it's revealed that Darth Vader's Luke's father, you kind of have that flashback of how did this come to be. Then you actually see the conclusion of the original trilogy, and then you move on to the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. Anyways, Garrett, what's your rating on this one?
Rating.
Yeah, ratings.
3 deep doo-doos out of 10.
3 icky goos out of 10.
Icky goos.
Okay. Mine's really weird. It makes no sense. I have like a heart monitor that's about to flatline. I think I did it wrong, but who cares? And I guess because this film's about to die, so that means it's bad. Because it's close to the bad thing. But I use the heart monitor because there's still hope. There's still something there that I can't just say it's bad. There's just something in it that makes me believe, and that's what I get from a heart monitor. That you're gonna die. They're probably gonna die, but you don't know yet.
But who cares? Because it wasn't me.
I'm gonna give this one failed Jedi mind trick out of 10 only money. All right, so now we vote off the person with the worst opinion in the show, as is tradition. I like your border. I didn't realize that was a border, actually.
Thank you.
But, Josh, just write the name of the person whose opinion you think is the stupidest.
Oh.
Benjamin, let me see that again. Benjamin just wrote 43 out of 43 Marvel movies that it's better than. Dang.
43?
There are not 43 Marvel
There
movies.
are.
It's like 29.
There, no,
It's like half
there are
that.
like 23 in the MCU.
That's what Google said.
43?
I think it's counting like every Marvel movie ever made, including outside the MCU.
I think that there would be more than 43 then.
Anyways, let me think here.
I'm gonna think too.
All right. 3, 2.
Wait,
oh, wait,
well-
Cal's not good. Cal's not good.
I don't know. We all did really well today.
I honestly agree. This is
Is
going to
no
be
one gonna get voted off?
not the most necessary evil, whatever the saying is. But, anyways, I actually care for all of your opinions because you're all valuable.
Okay,
Okay.
You all feel appreciated.
let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Me?
It's by a hair, really. It's really just because you say you appreciate. I think you appreciate Jar Jar a bit too much.
That was my reason.
I get what
Fair
you're saying,
enough.
though.
Fair enough.
I get what you're saying.
Hold up, let me erase the.
Hey, I didn't vote for you, man.
Yeah.
Solidarity in numbers.
Well, peace out.
Adios.
No, it's all good.
All right, so next week we review probably easily the most divisive of all of the Star Wars films.
I cannot wait.
I actually can't wait either because I can't wait for you to watch it and have an opinion that wildly disagrees with me. You're gonna have to see The Force Awakens, though. Actually, I think you're gonna have to see Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens
No,
to even understand The Last Jedi.
No, just watch it. No, just watch The Last Jedi because that will make it more interesting.
Will it?
I don't even know what number it is.
The Last Jedi next week on For the Love of Film. That's gonna wrap it up for us this week. Remember, oh wait, this isn't my radio show. See ya. Au revoir.
Now that's what I call.
Pod racing. Hell.
Pick a better